Hey guys, and welcome to Gwent, the Witcher card game. My name is Jaggerous, and today we are going to be making some bad life choices as we play a Syndicate Blood Money Passiflora deck. So, Syndicate, I will say, is, in my opinion, the most difficult faction to play at the highest level because there's so many different decisions you can make because of the whole coin mechanic. So I just want to preface this by saying this is definitely a challenging deck to pilot, and I don't think that I will play it perfectly, and I've played, a fair amount of Gwent, so, it's a deck that requires a little bit of learning. But with that said, we do have our leader ability, Blood Money. We're going to damage an enemy unit by 8, then gain coins equal to any excess damage dealt. So we use this to basically remove targets and also generate some coins, which is pretty good, but this is murder. Murder is a bad life choice. We have Magic Lamp as our stratagem, which will transform into a 5-point Djinn when we rub the lamp. So that's just our stratagem there. Then we have Passiflora, and Passiflora is a scenario. So every faction has a scenario, and what these do is when you play a card with a certain tag, you will progress this. So when you play Passiflora onto the board, the prologue triggers, and we spawn a Sly Seductress onto the board. So we will get this unit here. This unit, whenever your opponent plays a unit, it boosts itself by 1. So this is like a little engine. She's going to get stronger every turn. And if you have more than one Sly Seductress on the board, then whenever they play a card, not just a unit, they'll get boosted, okay? And you can see that we actually also do have some Sly Seductresses in the deck as well, to synergize with that. And these are also blind eyes, which means they are the tag that is going to trigger the progression of the scenario. So then when you play your first blind eye, you'll spawn Passiflora Peaches on the row. Passiflora Peaches hoard 4, so basically if you have at least 4 coins in the bank, then at the end of the turn it will boost itself by 1. So this is another little engine. And when you play your third blind eye, or your second blind eye unit, sorry, you will then gain 6 coins into your bank. So pretty powerful card and can really be very dominant in the round that it's played. Then we have just some really good gold cards like Phillipa, for example, Phillipa Alhart. You play her and you spend a number of coins equal to an enemy unit's power and seize it. So you bring it to your side of the board. This can be really good for countering a whole range of cards, and it's just a very powerful swing. We have the Vivaldi Bank. So the Vivaldi Bank gives us 3 profit. And when we play it, we look at the top card from our deck. Plus, we can actually have a look at an additional card for every coin that we have. So if we have 9 coins, we can actually look at the next 10 cards in our deck. And the top card we can play for free, but every subsequent card deeper into the deck we go, it's going to cost us 1 extra coin to spend. So you got to do some maths with this. And this is where the skill ceiling of Syndicate kind of comes into play. We have a very powerful combo here, the Madame Luiza Savolla combo. So Luiza, she's also a blind eye, so she'll work with our Passiflora. And when we play her, the next tribute this round is free. So the next card we play that has a tribute tag costs nothing. Now, Savolla has a tribute tag for 9, and when you pay that tribute, or get it for free by playing Madame Luiza, he will spawn a 11-point Frightener onto the board. So you basically get this and this for free when you play this. Actually, profit by 2, so pretty good. Luiza also does have the Intimidate tag, which means she'll boost self by 1 whenever you play a crime card, and we do have a couple crimes in the deck. We have these Fistex here, which are going to give us profit and apply poison. So just a little synergy to be aware of, although it's not really key for this deck. Similarly, Pickpocket is a crime and also a blind eyes card. This, when we play it, we profit by 7. Poison, by the way, if you don't know, when you poison a unit, it gets a poison tag, and if you poison it again, it dies. Right, so where were we? Then we have MK. MK, you play her on the range row, and then every allied turn, on turn end, she gains 2 coins. Well, you gain 2 coins, so this is a little coin engine. So we're going to start earning money. And it's really nice along with Saul, because Saul, depending on how many coins in your bank, he boosts himself at the end of each turn. And if you have 9 coins in your bank, then he actually boosts himself by 3 every turn. And also, if you can get to 9 coins in the bank, then we can actually summon the Flying Redanian, because on Horde 9, on turn end, he will summon from your deck and from the graveyard, so gets us a little bit of extra tempo. We have Azar Javid. He profits 3 when you play him, and will spawn a Scarab in the row. So the Scarab is the defender. So defenders, if you play them on the row, then your opponent can't target other units. We'll spawn this. We've got 1 strength, 1 armor, and if we pay an extra 3, we get 2 of these. And sometimes you'll use him for profit, just for the 3, and sometimes you'll use him for 2 defenders. It just kind of depends on the state of the board. Moreelse damages an enemy unit by 4. If you pay a tribute of 6, you can destroy a unit, so good for toll removal. And if you happen not to draw Savolla, does still synergize with Madame Luiza. Adriano the Mink, another blind eyes, profit 2. If we pay a tribute of 5, we can spawn a Sly Seductress, so another one of these, onto the same row. So again, synergizing with Passiflora, synergizing with your existing Seductresses. Then we have Ewald. Ewald is what we call a spender. So spenders are ways of spending money to gain points, in this case damage. So we play him, we profit 2, and we can then spend the coins, if he's on the melee row, to deal 2 damage to an enemy for each 2 coins that we pay. He does have synergy with Horse Basodi, but we're not running Horse in the deck, so that's not really very important. Okay, so moving on, we have 1 Witch Hunter. We play this, we put a bounty on an enemy unit. A bounty means that if that unit dies, you will earn coins equal to its base power. So this is, it's all right with Blood Money because we can kill units, and also with Ewald, but this card is not really key in this deck. Then in terms of spenders, we also have the Sea Jackal. We pay 2 and boost ourselves by 2, but if we have 7 or more coins when we pay 2, it boosts itself by 3. So this is another spender. Fisstech Trafficker can be used to apply poison. Similarly to Fisstech, to remove targets, but also we can actually apply poison to an ally just to gain 3 coins, put it on something weak that our opponent isn't likely to benefit from killing. Mutated Hound can also be used for poison, or you can play it in the melee row for bleeding. And then we have our Street Urchins, which are more blind eyes, give us profit 3, and we can use these as spenders. They boost themselves. So that is all the cards in the deck, and you can see there's a lot of ways to earn money. There's a lot of ways to spend money. There's a lot of benefits to having a certain number of coins, and a lot of tags. So Syndicate, definitely a challenging deck to play. I don't think I play this deck to, the best of its capabilities, but it is a really interesting and challenging deck to play. So without further ado, let's jump into a ranked game and I'll showcase this deck in action for you guys. And if you enjoy this video, then you can maybe leave a like. And also, if you want to find more decks to play, there is the TLG Meta Report. That is a Gwent team. They do a report on kind of current decks in the meta, and I'll have that linked in the description. So if you're looking for more decks, that's another place to go.
You just picked a fight with the wrong kind of Skelliger.
Okay, so we are against Imperial Formation, which our opponent will use to boost allied units. This typically means they're running like a Damien, Stefan sort of list. We don't want the Flying Redanian, obviously, because this we're going to thin out of our deck with Horde. We have Passiflora, which is nice. We have 1 blind eye here, but we only have the 1 blind eye, which is a little bit awkward. We have poison, poison, and poison. And we're looking at kind of options we have for earning money. Actually, I lie, we have 2 blind eyes because we have 2 street urchins, but we maybe have too many spenders in this situation with the 2 urchins and the jackal. I think I'm going to kick the jackal, just in case I do... Oh, there's another blind eye. We'll kick the street urchin as well. And we got double Seductress. So, if we really want to win the first round, then the play is Passiflora. And the question then is, like, how do we feel about a short round? And a short round is okay, because we can play things like Savolla and Luiza. So, in terms of the opening play here, I guess you could choose to play the urchin, and that's okay as well. But we want to really use the urchin to trigger our Passiflora, so... Potentially, I think what we do is we just play this down and then end our turn. So we might see this get assassinated. This is obviously Nilfgaard. Nilfgaard does have a fair amount of removal. We could use a Jar this turn if we wanted to try and protect it, but I think as things stand, it's probably all right without it. Let's kind of have a wee look at what our opponent is doing first before we kind of start investing in this sort of thing. But we do have a little engine on the board now. And you can see he's going to hit her, deal 2 damage. And we know he has this in hand. So that's interesting to know. And this is kind of good as well because it boosts her twice. So he hasn't really done anything to her. And we know he doesn't have 4 points of removal. So in that situation, I think the play is just another Seductress. If we're worried about treason, we would play it over here. If we play it over here, then obviously that plays into treason. I mean, the Peaches is going to come out anyway because this is a blind eyes. There we go. So that's the thing. We want to kind of get some more coins now. But actually what will happen is we'll get 6 coins when we play Blood Money. Not when we play Blood Money. We get 6 points when we play 1 more blind eyes. So if we play Street Urchin, it will actually put us up to the coin limit. The only thing we would be slightly nervous about is removal, because that could be a wee bit problematic, because this is one of the few spenders we have in hand. But as it stands, I think it is definitely worth it. So I'm going to pop him in between these 2 units because of Assassinate. Because Assassinate does more damage if units are by themselves. So now we're on max coins. And this is a tricky one because obviously we don't want him to die. However, we want to stay on 9 coins to thin our Redanian. We can earn 4 coins, though, from Fist Tech. So perhaps we just spend 4 times and then utilize the Fist Tech to earn some more coins. I like it. I think this is correct. Because although we don't thin our Redanian, which we would like to do, I think we have the option of playing the Fist Tech. Because we have 3 poisons in hand, so it doesn't even really matter what we poison, necessarily.
What is it now?
Okay. So, unfortunately, one of our ladies is no more. We could play another lady. Yeah, there's nothing really worth poisoning at this stage. So maybe it's just worth playing the last Seductress, getting more engines on the board. And we'll also click the lamp now, because I feel like this is where we want to start creating a little bit of space against our opponent. I think that is pretty happy. Like I say, the only thing we're slightly concerned about is not having thinned. And this is something we can definitely poison, because this is going to start growing. So if we pop the poison on this, it gives us a good target for removal, should we wish to play it. And there comes the Redanian. And you can see, because we're on the Horde 9, the Passiflora Peaches is boosting every turn. Every time he plays a card, these guys are boosting as well. So it may be actually that it's just worth passing here. He's getting a point per turn. We're getting 3 points per turn. It's a tricky one. I think maybe we just play the Hounds, actually. I do really want to win the round. I like having control, and if we can win the round, that gives us good options for that. So maybe we just do this. There's a lot of soldiers out, so this is looks like a kind of soldiery deck. And it's good to have lots of coins also, because then if we happen to need to remove a Damien, for example, we can use our leader and we can use Ewald. So having, you know, a lot of coins is not too bad. And it also gives us carryover for the next round, because we'll lose half of our coins rounded down. So on the next round, we would go to 4 coins, for example, which is fine, because it means that then we can play Ewald, and then we can do up to 6 points of damage. So it's quite a nice little synergy there. So I think this is probably our pass. Defender basically suggests that he's going to be playing Damien or Stefan. And because we don't really want either of those to happen to us, it's going to be bad. Come on, there we go. And like removing this at this stage is kind of awkward. We have engines going, you know, we're pretty happy. We have our carryover. We're up a decent number of points every turn. And this is where the math gets tricky for him as well, because every time he plays a card, obviously we get 1, 2, 3 points. So if he plays one more card, then we'll get another 3. So we're actually on 39 at this point. So we'd need to get to 40 points with this play, which he's not going to do. You know, Stefan definitely not enough. So we get our points. And then he's used the leader charge, right? But this isn't going to put him ahead. And he's not played Damien, which resets his leader. So he could play all of his leader charges and then thin Afan. That's typically what you do, because what this does is once all your charges have been spent, you move a soldier to the top of your deck, and there's a card called Afan, and when he's at the top of if he's moved to the top of your deck, he gets pulled out onto the board. So our opponent's playing Bribery. And yeah, all in all, this is fine. He's going to double play Bribery, but it's a bit tricky for him because he doesn't have any coins. So like Phillipa, for example, which steals cards you need coins to have. So that's not really very good for him. And then he is going to double play this, so he could try and gain coins and then roll on to Phillipa, but not the best play ever. And every time he's playing a card, we're gaining points. Like, we're still ahead of him. I mean, he does have a second Bribery, but bear in mind that, again, when this plays a card, these are going to boost as well. And he's picked an Urchin. I mean, he's running out of time as well. He's gonna... Because we'll get another point here. So opted to use a leader charge. And we get a point here from the Peaches. Oh. So he's down a card now. For us. You know, we have 4 cards in hand. He has 2. If he drive passes in the next round, he'll go up to 1. But I honestly think that getting the Defender and the double Bribery out of him is massive. And a card. Like, that went really, really well for us. Okay, so, hand-wise, we need something that we can play this round, which we're, like, okay with just spending. We can do that with Fist Tech, I guess. gives us some profit, but we're going to lose profit, right? So let's mulligan this. We could just play the urchin. That could be our play. We'll mulligan this as well. It's just because I don't think our opponent's going to play cards here, right? We have that many more cards than him. It would be really silly to do it. Although... although...
Lieutenant Flat will lead the scouts.
So, we can stay... If we can stay ahead of him in points here, we can stay 2 cards up. Royal Decree. Do you think he goes Damien? Helga. Okay, but we can just abduct this. And I really don't hate this as a Phillipa. We have the 4 coins that we would need to take it, unless he boosts it, which he didn't do. So I think just denying this is a really nice play here. Don't see a problem with this, so we'll just take that. Thank you. And just a little bit of BM.
I'm not one to look a gift longship in the stern.
I'm not one to look at a gift longship in the stern, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we're in a really nice position with this situation. I'm feeling pretty good about this. We have some pretty good cards. There's Swears. I mean, Swears is kind of predictable. He's going to take the 3, right? That's fine. We'll probably play MK. MK puts us ahead. It starts to generate some coins, which is nice. We do have damage on the Helga, but I don't think it's that important right now. I mean, we could just use it to just make a bit more space for ourselves. Is there going to be a 2 that... you know what? I'm going to save it, just in case. Like, Damien can sometimes be a pain in the butt. Although he has played his defender, and we do have our leader, so we can probably just kill it. But having a little bit extra damage, I think, is nice. Okay, so he took the Helga. So we should have, you know, used the damage there. How are we doing? I mean, we can just play the urchin. We have Ewald as a spender for the next round. So I'm thinking let's just try and let's just generate coins, because this is generating carryover. And if we can get to 9 coins, then we thin our Redanian. And this puts us ahead, right? And I think he's kind of realized that he's going to be 2 cards down in the final round. And that's going to make this a really tough match for him. But then he does have, you know, your full points. Okay, so here's Damien. So, if we play this with Tribute, it just dies. Right? I think that's fine. So let's pay the tribute and then just kill that. And then we need to click this once so that we are ahead and then end our turn. So he's used all of his leader charges and he can't get them back. He's thinned Afan. And now he's realized that things aren't going to be good. He's going to have a hefty Helga. That's true. But are we that bothered by it? I mean, we can kill it, right? We could play Ewald, ping it once, kill it with Blood Money. And I don't hate that. Is there anything we really need to protect? Don't know. We have a poison as well. So let's mulligan the Jackal and we'll see what we get. Bounty Hunter. I think we have to mulligan this. And we didn't get, unfortunately, we didn't get Luiza, which makes Savolla kind of tricky to play. So we have to go first. So I think what we do is play Ajar. Ajar gives us some money. But we don't pay the tribute. So we withhold this and we just get 1 defender on the board. He can kill it with Helga. But we're just trying to get a little bit more money. To be honest with you. And then see where it goes. I know that he has the Helga because he picked it up. So maybe we play Ewald. But we need a spender, really. The alternative is we play Adriano and we get a Seductress on the board and get another engine going. I don't really hate that either. So let's do that.
Interested in some easy coin?
Because this is going to be worth, with 3 cards, assuming none of them are specials, at least 6. That we get about 6 points from this. It's, you know, it's a nice play, I think. The only thing is, you know, with Saul, we want him to have money, but we can generate coins also with Blood Money. Right? And with Witch Hunter. So then it's like, how much of a problem do we think this is? And then if we think it's a problem, what we do is we play Horst. We ping it once. Then we kill it with this. And we do have, I think I want to float the coins because we do have Witch Hunter. So we can use the coins off of Ewald to kill things, and then I think that's quite good. The risk is, like, that we don't profit enough, and then, like, if he kills that, it's going to be kind of annoying, but I think it's maybe fine. Okay, maybe not. We should have probably spent the money. I mean, we're 2 cards up, right? I think we can be risky. Go and kill the Ewald. That's the play. Yeah. So we're not quite going to have enough for our tribute, but what we'll do for now, because we have 6 coins, is we'll just play Saul. Better call Saul. End the turn, and that's going to then be another engine. I mean, we're on 22, he's on 5. He has 1 card, we have 2. So even though we, you know, obviously misspent, we should have used the damage from Ewald. I was kind of hoping we could use the Witch Hunter, which is maybe a shame, and the Savolla's only 6, but it doesn't really matter, because we still win. We don't even need these cards. And there you go. Oh, it's complicated, you guys. I really enjoy playing Syndicate, but it hurts your brain. Like, I feel like after you play like 5 or 6 games, you're just like, oh my god, Syndicate, can you just calm down, please? Just chill. Okay. So yeah, let's jump into another ranked game now, and I'll showcase this deck in action once more for you.
A shark out of water still got its teeth.
Okay, we're getting all the Nilfgaard today, and this is Enslave 5, so just worth being aware in terms of what that value is. This makes things a little tricky, and it makes our defender a lot more useful. Unfortunately, we don't have our defender. We got a lot of poison. Some would say too much poison, to be honest with you. I would say probably too much poison. I think we keep this because it's just good profit generation. We have some spenders. We have some profit generation. We have some seductresses. No Passiflora. I'm going to kick one of the Fistex, I think. And there's a jar. We'll throw him as well. And there's another Seductress. Okay. So, this is a bit tricky in terms of, like, how do we open here? Like, because if we play a jar, we then don't have options for future rounds. For defending things. We play MK, it might just enslave it. But then, if he does enslave it, is that a huge problem for us? I mean, if he plays Bribery, it's kind of a problem because he's going to get a bunch of coins. Or you play a Seductress to try and bait out the play. Oh, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, boys and girls. We could play the Urchin and just boost him a little bit. I think we'll just play MK for now. I mean, he has options, obviously, to remove things and whatnot. But if he removes this, then we feel more comfortable with everything else that we're playing. So I think it's fine. And we do have poison options for her, so we could just fist tech her. And that leaves our side of the board empty if he does choose to do that, which is uninteractive for him, which is bad. Or him or her. So, yeah, we'll see. Magni's not a bad poison target. Okay, so he doesn't care about the MK, which is great for us because it means we're going to get money. We getting that dollar. And maybe just poison this. This is not a bad poison target at all. Just generate some coins. This would get us 4, 5, 6. We'd be on 8. Which is not bad. And then on the next turn we'd be on even more. We'd over profit by 1, but it's probably fine. Let's do that. I think it's right. Oh, this matchup is a bit awkward, like, because I don't know when they're gonna play their cards like Damien and stuff. Redea. Okay, I haven't seen Redea in Yonks. That would have been a good poison target as well. And they've locked, unfortunately, locked MK, and there's not a lot we can really do about that. We need some coins. We need 1 coin. Maybe we just play a Seductress. Do we need a coin right now? Like, we don't, and we can poison this later. Let's do this. The issue is that we're going to play 4, 5, 9 points, so we'd only be on 11, so that would give him an option to pass. So perhaps we just play this for now. And kill this. And then click this, and we're ahead, and then end our turn. This hand is pretty awkward, I would say. All things considered. So they created the neutral stratagem, got the lock, and stopped the MK. It's a shame. And again, it's like, the tempo on Seductress is really awkward. I mean, we could play Adriano. He's a blind eye, profit by 2, spend the 5. Do we want to spend it? I want to get to 9 coins. The problem is I want to get to 9 coins, and getting to 9 coins, we're going to over profit if we play Urchin. It's just slightly awkward. Unless we just take the over profit and get the thinning. I'm just going to play a Seductress, but then he passes. And we have to try and bleed him with 1 card down. Oh, I do not like. We'll do this. It's not good though. Like, we have a tricky hand. Very tricky hand. And like rolling into the lock off of Redea is kind of annoying. But what are you gonna do? Just hope our opponent doesn't pass, really. And if they do pass, I think we just play the Urchin and profit and then go from there. Okay, so not seizing the Seductress is good. I mean, do we just play this and take the lost profits? Maybe we do. We'd have to. We're in the same situation where we're giving them a pass, but I think it opens up the board a bit more. It's not great. It's not great. Like, you don't want to be wasting coins like that. And if our opponent passes here, you know, how do we feel? How do we feel? War counts. I mean, they've spent quite a lot this round. We really haven't. You know, we've spent some poison. We spent MK. And that's really it. So it's not bad, but then losing on even doesn't feel great. But we can play Adriano here, I think. I like the Adriano, honestly. We just need to be careful we don't play too many blind eyes. Because what we could do is play the Seductress. Puts us on 22. Click 4 times. Yeah, because this is overplaying. So let's play this.
Sleep, my champion. Rest now.
Because we've thinned our Redanian, so we can actually start using our coins, which is good. Just casually play into Igni. What could go wrong? It's fine. They never have Igni. So he's going to boost the poisoned one, obviously. And this is kind of awkward because we're kind of getting to the point where we don't really want to play too much more. He's got good removal on this. I mean, maybe we just play the Adriano and get the Seductress.
Exploitation. Try the alchemist.
I think it's okay. So, but then if he plays the poison, he's still ahead. We probably should have clicked a couple times on the Urchin. Just spent the coins. Put us on 42. But then his poison, if he's playing our good friend's Moreelle, is kind of awkward. Maybe we should have played a Jar, actually, and just stopped him from poisoning that. That probably would have been the play. Oh, I'm tilted. I'm definitely not playing very well. So we've got 2 coins. This gives us 4. It's just awkward, you know? This matchup is really awkward. If we play a Jar, we get 3 coins. I don't really want to use my leader, if I can avoid it. If we play Ewald, we can do 4 damage. Unless you leader, get 3. Play a Jar, get another 3 back row. I think we're gonna have to do it. It's not great though. Like, I would rather save my leader if I can. And then we don't play the tribute.
And receive the gift of life.
Enter. If we were on a odd number of coins, I would click, because you don't carry over, it rounds down, so you may as well spend them. But as it stands, I mean, is there an argument for Savolla here? Maybe? Oh, okay, we can kill that. That's fine. We can also pass here, but then he's going to enslave and then... well, this gives him another... this is our pass, maybe. This gives him another tribute. But I don't hate the pass here. Because we have the engines on board, so when he plays cards, it's slightly awkward for him. That's going to replay a tactic. It's not Damien. If it was Damien, I would have just killed it. But I actually think, in this situation, having him play double bribery is not that much of an issue. Because we got it out of the way. Whereas if they played it in round 3, it would be really awkward. Okay. Does he even need to play double bribery? I guess not. Oh, he does, because of the triggers when he plays cards. So the double seductresses is quite good, because they get triggered every time he boosts. Like, every time he plays a card, I'm getting 2 more points. Oh, it's so close. Look at that, 45 to 47. So even with double bribery, it was close. Like, we maybe could have pushed that round a bit more, but I don't want to play Ewald when I know that there's still a Damien. I did play my leader, though. Ugh, it's awkward. Okay, so we have 2 poisons. I mean, this is probably our card to play when he dry passes, right? So then we would kick this and try and find something better. Pickpocket is nice. It gives us money, and it's a slow play. I think we hold this hand. And there's the pass. Cool, so let's just play the fist tack. Fist tack.
Nose.
Unfortunately, we go down to 2 coins, so we don't get quite as much carryover. But what we can do is just play the pickpocket, potentially go up to 9 on the next turn, thin the Redanian, and then take it from there. Right, so what do I want to draw? Phillipa. Moreelse is fine. Luiza's great. We have Ewald as our spender. We maybe have too much coin generation, if anything, but yeah, I don't think we... I mean, we don't have Passiflora, but we also don't have 2 blind eyes, so I think this hand is fine. So, opening play is pickpocket, right? Let's just play it uninteractively. The issue is if he has a defender, but we can actually just kill the defender with Moreelse, right? Pay the tribute, kill the defender. And then we can use Ewald to kill, or Phillipa to take his Damien. We just need to get some money. Money, 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 money. So depending on what our opponent does, the next play is probably Saul. Yeah, this is a Saul play. Is he gonna lock the boat? Nah, bleeding. The thing is, this is a really nice invocation target for him. But screw it. Let's just believe he doesn't have invocation. He'll be okay. Oh dear. I mean, if he starts hitting it, it means he doesn't have invocation, right? Surely. Surely. Ooh! What if we kidnap his defender? I like it. I like it a lot. No, we're getting frosted, boys.
It's time.
So, I think we probably just play Luiza now. We don't want to take either of these cards. We want to hold any removal that we have, these 3, for later on. So this is probably the Luiza. Hitting the highest unit's kind of good for us because it denies him value. Although I guess he's wanting this to like boost. This is going to go up to 8, so it would get hit again. Let's just do this.
You hurt my girls. I'll rip your knuckle. Is that clear?
I think it's fine. Like, he can hit it and take it if he wants, but if we can get rid of the enslave, that's quite good for us. And I guess we last play Ewald is the strategy. We lose 2 coins then on him because we... well, on the Savolla Prophet and on Ewald, but it's probably fine. Oh my god, could this guy be, like, more interactive, please. Maybe we just play Savolla now. Like, we're putting a big body on the board, but he's played a poison already on this.
Take no prisoners.
So let's just do that. I think we just need to hold our removal in this matchup. I'm nervous, though. I'm nervous about Defender. I'm nervous about Damien. I'm just nervous. And there's our good friend Vincent gonna kill. Oh, he killed him. Feels bad. So, I guess we play Moreelse? And just don't pay the tribute and deal 4 damage.
Will crush you and all.
Withhold tribute, and then we'll do that. And then we'll see what happens with Defender and Damien, and if our units are going to get kidnapped. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to feel right now. So he's going to get poisoned. So he has to play Damien next turn, which means he doesn't have a Defender, right? So he has to play Damien next turn, which we can take with Phillipa if we have 5 coins. Or we can kill it with Ewald if we have 6 coins. So if we kidnap a 3 with Phillipa... Actually, we only need 4 coins. So we kidnap the 5 with Phillipa. I think this is correct.
You do not deserve to live.
And then he plays Damien. If he has it. If he doesn't have it, that's good. Oh, what if he has Mata? Oh, god damn it. So they can extend the length of the round with Mata, right? By playing her, and then we both draw our lowest provision card. Okay, it's fine. So no Damien.
As good as dead.
I'm actually not too worried then. I mean, he does have a 4-point enslave. And it's slightly awkward because these guys have armor, so we're not getting quite as much value as we would have liked.
We'll help one another. Both benefit.
Would we rather kill units? Does it matter too much? I guess we would rather hit this and then hit it again, because then we only lose out on 1 coin. Okay, we're on 22. His enslave is worth 8. Puts him on 13, so we need a 10-point play. Right, what you got? What have you got? Invocation. Oh, look at that. We're so good at this game. That was stressful. That was so stressful. Syndicate is just stressful. We didn't draw Passiflora either, which is kind of awkward. But we did rank up, so, you know, we're feeling pretty good about that. Feeling pretty good about that. So, yeah, this is what Gwent is like. You know, you gotta... It really does help to think about the cards that they have and try and hold your cards to counter certain things. Even though we were worried about, like, Defender and Damien, and in the end, our opponent didn't have them, I still feel like it was the correct line of thinking to try and avoid really bad things from happening. And that is something that, you know, you just need to be more familiar with the game. And as you become more familiar with the game, it's much easier to do. So yeah, that is Blood Money Syndicate making bad life choices. You know, we murdered some people, we played some seductresses, we took some drugs. Like, all in all, that entire deck is just filled with bad life choices. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can maybe leave a like and also subscribe. You can find more decks in the TLG Meta Report, which is in the description below. You can also leave a comment if there's any sort of decks you want me to play, or any comments you have just about the gameplay in general. Yeah, that's about it. You can find me on Twitter at Jaggerous, and on Twitch, twitch.tv/Jaggerous. Thanks so much for watching. Have a awesome day, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next video.